So, thank you for joining me on the first update of my Faceless Cash Cow YouTube channel case study. I'm going to take three channels, as you can see here on the very artistic spreadsheet. These are three newer channels. I'm going to show you how much I invest into them, the processes I follow to build the channels, the problems I hit, because I guarantee there will be some, and how much each channel earns. I'll try and keep it as updated as I can once a week or so. So, couple of things. I am not selling anything. I have no course or service or plug for people who do YouTube better than I do. I just want to share my experience in making faceless channels, which I think are easily one of the biggest potential online investments or income streams that are around at the moment. Out of everything I've tested so far, and I work on a lot of different stuff, I think these faceless channels just have crazy good potential. These are the three YouTube channels we'll be using for the case study. I might at one point give them out and release them. Channel 3 I think we'll probably do that with at least. But for the moment they're just called channel 1, 2 and 3. They're currently in different stages. The first two channels do have ads, they do have revenue every single day. The third channel is brand new. We currently have scriptwriters and voiceover artists creating the videos for it. That hasn't quite started yet. The other two we publish to maybe once or twice a week on average, and they do currently make more than we invest into them. Now, the numbers we have in the spreadsheet here can be a little bit misleading, and we'll get into why that is in a moment. But overall it is profitable, and it's still very early stages, and I've just recently decided this is a project I want to do. This is where I want to be focusing some of my time at the moment. Here we have some screenshots of the revenue from some of my channels. I'm not going to tell you I make thousands of dollars a day, but considering I don't really do anything with these channels, the money they make is just, I'm not going to argue. We'll get into this later on as we kind of start to develop the channels, and we'll see how much they're making as we grow them. But I wanted to look quickly at how we make the videos, and maybe more importantly, how I think you can make them cheaper. So the traditional way of making these channels looks something like this. You pay maybe $10 for the voiceover. I'd say that's probably the average. The script at $25. Now, it really does depend on the quality of the script you're looking for and the niche. So some niches I do pay $25 for just because they're easy to write for and really anybody can do it. Some niches I pay double or maybe more. It kind of depends. So if the topic's going to be hard to research and take time to make something good, I'll pay more because the video has to be good in order for it to perform. But here is where I think people miss a trick. If you have any experience at all in building niche websites, and even if you don't, I think you just take that script, you maybe change it a little bit if you have to, just tweak it to make it work as written as well, and you post it to your website. So if let's take this whiskey example because you can see the bottles here. If I have a website on whiskies and I have a YouTube channel on whiskies, if I'm doing the 10 best whiskies from Scotland, I can post that to the website as written text, and I can post it to the YouTube channel as a video. Now, what this means is I tend to make more money from my websites than I do my YouTube channels. Maybe that changes in the future. We'll see. But if I'm building a website, I pay writers to write that content anyway. So if I'm got to build a website for something, which I do, that's most of my income, I am also going to build a YouTube channel for it now, because going by these prices here, all I'm adding is an extra $10, and now I have another income stream. This doesn't work with everything. If you're making a YouTube channel for a very, very competitive niche perhaps, or you're going for topics that people won't really search, it doesn't work as well. But it doesn't have to be for every single video. So some videos I put out, they're not really going to be things that people search. I might still post the content, but often I won't bother. But if at least half of the content, say, works for both, then I'm essentially getting that script for free. Now, you don't have to do this, of course. You could absolutely stick to just the YouTube channel. You don't have to have any experience in building niche websites. If you took your script and just posted it to a WordPress install on a website and waited a while, especially given the current market for websites, you could sell the website for a profit and probably cover all your costs for building the YouTube channel, which is now free. I'm not saying it's the only way of doing it. I'm not even saying it's the best way of doing it, but it's definitely working for me. And I think people are maybe missing a trick by not doing this more often. So the case study going forwards, we're going to be taking these 3 channels here, and I'll talk kind of as we go about how I'm building each specific one. I'm going to look at the strategies. So because we are able to do so many channels, and we'll be starting other ones on top of these 3, we can test different things. We can see what works. We can see what doesn't. In general, any kind of project like this, whether it's YouTube channels or websites or investments, chances are not every single one is going to succeed. You will have failures, you will have losses, you'll have channels that probably won't ever get monetized. The channel you're watching right now probably won't ever get monetized. This is a very competitive niche and all that. But that's okay, because the majority of them either will, or even if it's a minority you get monetized, chances are you're making more from the ones that work than you lose from investing in the ones that don't. So, I mean, if you look at the spreadsheet just now, so channel 3 is an unfair example because it does not have ads running on it yet. But it's currently at a loss. That doesn't really matter. Either it gets ads in the future and it pays for itself, or the other channels are going to cover that and then more. So I'll keep you updated as we go. If you want to see the updates, if you want to see how I'm building up these channels and how they perform going forwards, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions that I haven't covered, there's a comment section and all that.